Video sponsored by Safe and Efficient Plumbing and Drain Services, Classy Automotive Paint and Supply, The Knockoff Buddy, Wet Glaze Finish Care, and Cerna Wire Wheels. For more information on our sponsors, go to the information section under this YouTube video.
Welcome to another Friendship Podcast.
What's happening? You're here with another Friendship Podcast, brand new episode here, and I got a special guest, Frank from Frank's Hydraulics. How you doing?
Good. How's it going, brother?
Oh, pretty good. Just trying to stay ready for Vegas.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work. Well, Vegas is coming fast. It's already here.
Yeah. So to give us a little bit of your background with you're doing well. You're coming up. You're having a show in Vegas for the Hop. But tell us about yourself and your shop. You're out of Arizona, right?
Yep, out of Phoenix, Arizona. Born and raised. Started doing hydraulics in the 70s, working on cars. And 1980, we opened up a shop on 7th Avenue, Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy, it was his shop. His name was Joe Montenegro. He started the House of Hydraulics. So I went over there to work with him, and we continued to 1985, and then I started my own.
Nice. And so you've been doing events for a while now, with the Hop and everything like that. And before we kind of get into the events and stuff like that, one of the things I always get people always ask, the people that really don't know that much about low riding, they always ask, like, why do we do that to the cars? Like, what is it about the Hop that why? I guess the big question is, why do we do it? Why?
I just think that, to me, it's excitement when you pull into the park. That's why, like, you could pull in the baddest car, man, and you've been around. And that I have nice ass lowriders too, but when you pull in with hoppers and you start banging cars, man, it just gets all the people going. Now your picnic became better.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that. We used to go to Yuma back in, it was the early 80s. We'd go there and we're the only ones with hoppers, and we'd go there and make it big. And we did the Tucson area in Phoenix. And then I've been going to LA ever since. I think most people think I live over there, really, So I'm there more than some hoppers that live there,
Well, I just ran into you in San Diego a couple months ago. The with the history of like hydraulics in general, I think I try to best explain to a lot of people that one of the reasons why people compete with the hoppers is most people that are, I guess you could say, like, really enveloped in the hopping, they usually have a shop. And what I convey is that it's also a form of like advertisement, like NASCAR, right?
Yep.
So would I be correct on saying that?
Yes. I mean, it's like that. By me traveling everywhere, I get more business that way.
Mm-hmm.
People respect that you go to their events. So now my events have become much bigger. I mean, you've been to Vegas, you've been to Phoenix, we do those, and we got the biggest hops in the world.
Yeah.
And but it took a lot. It took a lot for us. You have to go support everybody.
Yeah.
As much as you can. It's hard, and very expensive, especially hauling these heavy ass cars,
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I think that it's advertisement. That's what it is. It's like, especially now with the internet. Remember, I was doing this when there was no internet. It was crazy back then.
Yeah.
So it was a lot harder. You weren't seen as much unless the video guys were out there.
Yeah.
Young Hog, Trucha back in the days. Yourself, you're out there. Just Lowriders. There's so many. Dream On. There's so many guys out there that are good. Set TVs. Doing his thing. So it's all advertisement.
And then like the big hops, I think what people didn't understand is that you had people like Young Hog, you had Cali Swangin, all this stuff.
Yep, Cali Swangin.
But you had to wait for them to make the video, because when I started seeing those you had to wait till the video cassette, the VHS came out, and then you'd watch it and you'd see all the hops and stuff if you were not there. So if you weren't there, or even if you were there, the catch was you had to wait for them to process everything. Now YouTube pretty much instantaneous, people going live, everything like that. But I think a lot of people just they always say like, why would you do that to the car? And a lot of times it's even though it is competition, it's also exhibition, right? Because the
Yes.
average person that comes into your shop is not asking to have a hopper that hits back bumper, right?
No, we do a lot of basic systems. We do you know some guys are really street hoppers. They're not out there traveling, but there's a lot of cars there that are street hoppers. And yeah, I mean, you know, how can I say it? You probably see me for a lot of years, and we don't ever bring junk out. We take a lot of pride. I won't go nowhere with my headlight hanging off, my front end not there. I've always came 100% complete,
Yeah,
and that's what I take pride in. So when a person says, "Why would you do that?" Well, those other guys, they're just really got junkyard cars and just tearing them up, and
yeah,
they're not around in 2 weeks. They ain't gonna be around no more.
yeah,
And that's the people that they probably really talking about. Because if you pull up in a nice car, I mean, my car's been hopping for years, man, and it still looks clean.
yeah.
It's showing its age a little bit, but shit, when you bang them up so much and out there,
And that goes to what the quality of the build. I think a lot of times that's like I said, you do lay and play. You're gonna do just street stuff like that, or people want the hydraulics for just to show, just to look good and look cool when they're out there and they have a lowrider. They're gonna go with that custom, suspension. Um, and I think that's what it really like your work and your being winning these hops and being out there with the cars that look the way they do. You're really saying that you have a you know how to do all that in quality without just throwing the hydraulics in any car.
yeah, we take pride in what we do, man. Every car is different. Even if you do the same car, we still do them different, and on the looks. But I mean, it's I love it, bro. I'm having fun at what I do. I've been doing this since the '70s. And the oldest lowrider shop anywhere. There's some guys that have been around, but we've been over. We're getting close to 50 years.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, that's good. The so what kind of got you into doing your own events, your own hops?
I don't know if you remember back in the days when lowrider would come here to the Coliseum, late '90s.
Mm.
Maybe mid '90s, and so we would go hop at the Coliseum, and then once that was over, everybody's here in town, so we go to the back of my shop and
Mm.
have this big ass party, and so every year since then, man, I've been doing this.
Yeah,
I used to do it back in my shop. It was free, and then it just got to be too much hassle because too many people, the trash. So I had to, go to a property, start
yeah,
renting properties and doing it the right way. And it kind of sucks a little bit because, my goal eventually is to really put on a big ass hop for free, bro.
yeah,
And bring that back, But to do that, you have to be set right, and it's coming. We're gonna do something.
yeah,
But yeah, we started back in the '90s, bro, and doing it behind the shop, and it just became a thing to do every year. It was big.
yeah. So what do you think is what I mean with the hydraulics? What do you as a setup? What do you think is the most common setup that you do?
You know, we do a lot of lay and plays, but our lay and plays now become three pumps, high lockup, standstill three wheel. That's become the new lay and play.
Mm.
Everybody wants that high three wheel, both sides, and they don't want to be driving around the corner and giving gas. They want to be standstill.
Yeah,
That's pretty much our lay and play now is four links and strapping the frame, partials and these guys out there having fun, tearing them up.
yeah. I didn't ever even think about that, but yeah, I realized that. Yeah, that makes more sense because to me, lay and play. Well, it was just like front, back, side to side, and four corners.
Yeah. We still do those for a lot of people, the beginners, that don't have the money, because now it's become, now you're at 5,500 lay and play, you're at 10,000, for the lay and play three wheels.
Yeah,
So, a lot of people, money's rough, so people got to save.
yeah, exactly. So let's see. For you, throughout the years, the people see people always arguing or like talking smack in the pit, and it's one of the it's like wrestling, right? Like you have to have the shit talking or the smack talking. Not everybody does do it, but we understand that it's not so serious, even though it looks serious. I know any outsider that's just watching from the outside, they're like, well, these guys are start arguing, start fighting, but that's just part of the routine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been like that. It's called hop talk.
Yeah,
And I mean, I don't get into it. I
yeah,
have never argued with nobody. I go to have fun, bro. But
yeah,
I've been doing it a long time, so it's different era now. So
yeah,
these guys and it's kind of funny. Some guys crack some good jokes at each other. So it is kind of funny. But it is hard when you're trying to do a show, because I've had to rent properties, and they've come correct with their iPads and show you, is this going to happen on my property? And they're like, oh shit. You see Daryl and them going back and
oh
forth
my
talking shit
God.
to each other. And so no, I had to tell them no, and Dave came and enjoyed it, man.
Yeah,
This even happened at the Cardinal Stadium when I used to do the hops in the Cardinal Stadium.
mm,
Because that was pretty strict there.
yeah,
And the guy that ran it, him and his family sat there and loved it, man. Now they know. Now they know what it's about.
yeah,
And so it just, people need to be educated.
yeah,
But it does get crazy. There's been some stuff lately on the internet that's gotten a little crazy out of hand. But I think people are bringing their personal stuff into the hop game, which is horrible.
yeah, yeah,
Because what it does, like say me, for instance, or Torres, Sam Torres, we put a lot of money to rent these properties,
mm,
and one little screw up ruins our money. You know what I mean? So because
yeah,
now we get shut down, because especially Vegas, man.
yeah.
Vegas, they're strict, bad. Any little thing happens, they're going to shut us down. Now everybody loses money.
Oh yeah,
And come and enjoy yourself. It's cool to hop talk. I get a kick out of it. I laugh at it. But and I think that everybody in our industry understands, because our hop game is really kind of small. It's big, but it's small.
yeah,
We're a tight community, and you go out there and everybody's having fun.
yeah,
So you get the youngsters that don't know, and they get in there talking shit behind their friend, and it gets ugly. But I mean, we need to police that, and I think we'll be okay.
oh yeah. And then, of course, with me being media, it's always hard to regulate that pit and keep people in and out and all
Oh
that stuff
man,
like that. And it gets packed in there, and it's kind of like you got to be really careful and be safe, because anything can happen. You cylinders shoot through the hood. Hoses come off, stuff like that. Springs come out and stuff like
I've
that.
never understood it. To me, if I'm at somebody's hop, you don't ever see me in the hot pit too much. I'm back away, having
Mm,
a good time, because you can see every car nice from the back, further,
yeah,
it looks better. But yeah, and the biggest complaint I get out of Vegas and Arizona is that they have, there's too many people in the hot pit. Well, you got to remember, if I have 120 hoppers, that's 240 people that get in the hot pit. I try to keep them out, as far as, hey, your car's not in here, but that don't work, bro. It's hard.
yeah,
So you have at least 200 people in the hot pit, and then I try to keep the media passes to 25, because everybody has a camera. Everybody, like, that's why there's no Lowrider magazine. That's why there's not a lot of stuff anymore, because you can see it in seconds on YouTube or at the internet.
yeah,
And so it's hard, man. It's hard running the hot pit. We try our best. This last year in February, we did it good. On Saturday night, when it was the grudge match, I
mm,
said, I want everybody in the hot pit. Get everybody in this goddamn thing, because tomorrow nobody's going to be in here.
yeah,
And it worked out good this last year. I think we did a good. My team did a good thing keeping everybody out, and it was good. We had the most ever. We had 16 hoppers in the bumper checking going at one time.
yeah. Yeah, I
That's a
was at
lot of
the
cars.
grudge hop there, and man, it was just wild. It just got it
Yeah.
was just got wild for a minute. But
That
that,
was 3 days. We did three, because Mito had a birthday on Friday, so we did a party for him, and we
okay,
did a hop in there. So we were hopping Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday all day.
yeah.
So
So and with that, I always one of the things I've seen sometimes is you see people getting ready for the hop, and then they start playing with their hopper, and then boom, they break it, and
yeah,
they ain't even in the competition yet. And I always joke, I'm like, you keep playing with it, you're gonna break it. But
yep.
everybody is so like, I want to show now what I can do. I want to do it now. I want to, start, talking smack and everything like that. Um, I see a lot of people, they have a lot of motors and all the parts that can go wrong with when a car breaks. Um, it's expensive. You got to carry a lot of extra stuff with you when you travel to go to the hops out when you go to compete at other hops.
Yep. We take everything from whole because we're not going to travel and then break and then not be able to hop no more.
Yeah,
And I've been fortunate. Like I say, I have a good team, and Monday through Friday we work on our car. You
yeah,
know, I I take a lot of pride in me not getting dirty out there. I don't have to work on my car. We work, but there's a lot of guys that are. I'm telling you, in February they were hopping all day Saturday.
hmm,
Saturday night there was a Sergio and them from Texas were there with his welding truck and they're fixing axles, fixing frames, battery racks coming out. I mean it was crazy, man. Saturday was crazy in my hop and then everybody got fixed and was hopping Saturday night and on Sunday.
yeah,
So but you're gonna run. We don't make the parts, so things are gonna happen.
yeah,
You know, so
exactly.
yeah, I travel a lot of parts and every one of my shows that I do, I always have a hydraulic company there.
Nice.
That way they're selling motors, gears, whatever you need. They got, at Phoenix and Vegas. So
That yeah. So once again, it comes down to this is a sport you got to have a lot of investment in, and you got to be ready for anything with the competition.
man, it gets expensive. Like this, like tomorrow I'll be in Vegas the rest of this week doing some stuff. I got to go there to handle some business, and
Yeah.
then I'll be in Santa Barbara or what's it called out there with Mito and them. I'll be there Saturday.
Oh, Ventura.
Ventura, I'll be there in Ventura
Mhm.
Saturday, and then to come back and go to Vegas again.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it gets expensive.
Yeah. Definitely. So coming back to what got you into hopping? Like what part of low riding made you decide to really get into this?
It's crazy because there's I don't know if Max. He's from How High. Those are my nephews, Max and Mike. They hopped that green 64 rag before, and
I
now
think
it's
so.
yeah, they hang out with Daryl and Big John and them.
Okay.
Those are my nephews. Well, they used to live here, and their dad Manny, he has a hopper still to this day. He had the 4-door Caprice that Daryl hopped all the time.
Hmm.
He's still active. And in the 70s, bro, I learned from him, and we did it at his house. We used to paint cars and lift cars. Back in, I was a kid too.
Yeah.
And we were hopping back then. We were doing 2 pumps, 3 pumps with no reinforced frame. I tell people this all the time. We had no reinforced frames. We had the battery racks were on the trunk. They weren't even to the frame.
Hmm.
And we were making cars jump. If you were doing 24 inches, you were the shit back then.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, that's where I started, man. And we were painting them,
Hmm.
and I've never left the game, bro. Been here every day.
Yeah. So the one thing, yeah, a lot of people don't realize like a lot of stuff. Low riding is in your blood, one way or the other, and of course, you want to bring in the new generation and other people that are into the sport. And then nowadays, you see people will buy a low rider and then they don't know what to do with it because they just bought it. I've seen some people with that. I've seen some nice cars get bought and get wrecked really fast, and then there's not, and I think that it's part of the keeping the culture alive. At the same time, one of the big questions I had to ask my son one day. I said, what's something you want to know about the cars? And he's like, well, how are they still running if they're so old? And I had to explain to him about how back in the day there was actually a business with aftermarket parts. They made a
Yeah.
lot of parts for the cars and stuff because we used to be able to work on the cars yourself.
Yep.
And I think that's what one of the things with the old school and stuff like that, because of course, like I said, people always say, well, why would you do that to your car? Why these cars are worth money now? Why would you do that? But it's still part of the being a mechanic, being an engineer. It's a lot of the low riding hydraulics and everything like that we seen that came from aircraft hydraulics and everything like that. That's all a lot of engineering based like
Yep.
knowledge. There's a lot of stuff that you do to build, and everything comes down to geometry, angles, all that stuff like that. It's not just like you just do it and it just randomly happens.
No. And you see the people that do it and they just do it real fast. You see
Mhm.
those cars always breaking.
Yeah.
And that's what's rough too about the new generation. They get they get disappointed very fast because they'll go to the guy that's going to do it cheaper. They
Mm,
buy everything cheaper, and then they end up costing them twice as much in the long run.
yeah.
So when I try to talk to them, I try to teach them you need to have patience. Save a little bit of money, have patience, and your job will get done right. And you ride for a long time.
Yeah.
Sure, stuff's gonna go bad, but it's not like their pumps falling off. And this has been I've seen so much throughout the years, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Even in the hop game, I see them cars out there. I'll take pictures once in a while, put it on the internet. Like, damn, I've never seen shit like that.
Yeah. Well, just to make it work, just to make it go,
Yeah, it's just for now. It's just for now.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the famous word.
That's what
Just
they
for
say, and
now.
then they don't fix it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But so for you right now, so we mentioned Vegas. Your event is in Vegas. Tell us about your event.
Oh yeah, October 5th. Um, our event starts at 5 p.m. because we're working with Lowrider Magazine. We're waiting. Their show ends at 5, so we kind of wait till the people get out. And hop starting around 9 o'clock
Mm.
at night. Last year we ran all the way almost to I think 4 in the morning with hoppers. But last year was our first year, and what I like to say though really is that we've got more permits this year. We have 2 gates now. Last year we only had 1 gate, so it made it rough. So we're
Yeah.
allowed 2 gates now. We have a prepay. You could get a hold of us. My number's on the flyer, and you could prepay. Your club. If you got 5 guys, 10 guys, whatever you got, I'll give you a better deal. You
Yeah.
come in and you come into another gate where
Mhm.
the vendors and the exhibitors come through, and
Mhm.
there's no wait. Like
Yeah.
all hoppers, really, all hoppers, bro. I'm gonna be there in the morning. All
Yeah.
hoppers should come leave their trailers and their hoppers at 10 a.m. and then go do your thing all day. When you come back, you're not in that big old line with trucks and trailers.
Yeah.
So because you're not going to go nowhere and hop during the day. You're going to probably go eat. You're going to go kick back. Whatever you do. But you
Yeah.
can come drop your hoppers and trailers off and get in line. And we got security. Nobody's going to mess with nothing. So,
Yeah. The So with the hop, like you said, it's gonna be pretty much all night. It's the after hop for the Lowrider magazine show, right?
yeah, I quit using that word, the after hop. I call it
Yeah.
the super hop.
Well, it's yours, super
Because
hop, yeah.
yeah. So but yeah, we start about 9 o'clock and we run. And this year we got some new things going to go, so we're going to run a lot faster.
Mm,
We're going to make a bigger pit again, and we're going to just we're going to try to get it going. Last year I got inducted to the Hall of Fame. So
nice.
last year I was kind of like letting my team do everything, and I wasn't that guy. But this year I
Yeah.
got to be there and,
Yeah.
and run it a little different and make sure that we run fast and get everybody, because when you get 120 hoppers, bro, it kind of like you lose the crowd later. It's too
Yeah.
many hopping. But if we do it like what we normally do is when I'm there, I'll run them fast. I'll run
Yeah.
6, 7 at a time. Now, and we got all the measurements from the stick. Get out, put the next ones, so we could run through 100 fast. I ran through 55 in an hour and 10 minutes before.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could do them fast and then calculate all the the winnings and
Yeah.
and that way everybody can get out and have some fun.
Are you gonna line them up and then just move the stick, or are you just gonna keep
Line them up, move the stick.
going? Yeah.
Line them up, move the stick. I don't never do one at a time. I can never in my life. I do a lot of little hops here in town for people, and we do one at a time because you get 10 cars to show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you get massive hoppers like that, you got to run 6, 7, 8 if we're big enough. And I got guys in the stick. There's moving the stick fast, and I got a guy writing down everything,
Yeah.
and we get going in and out, in and out. But last year, I took on this hop in Vegas, and it was I did it in 28 days. Lowrider Magazine threw it on me and said, "Hey, somebody backed out. They don't want to do it. Can you do it?" So the hardest thing was doing permits. And then we got a lot of complaints that we have enough restrooms, but a lot of people, and I never put it out there, but people don't understand that the FS1 is in town, the races.
Yeah.
So we got hand-me-down restrooms, we got hand-me-down lights, but this year we started way earlier. Now we got all the stuff, and
Yeah.
because I always have 20 restrooms, bro, and wash
Yeah.
stations and plenty of lighting, and so it was rough last year. A lot of people don't know, but and then the parking, I mean, to get in, it was hard.
Yeah.
In Vegas, you already know you got to have permits, man, or you're going to get shut down. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to get shut down.
Yeah.
So this year we got the second gate. So
Yeah, and that shows. I mean, you learn, and you keep going, right? And then,
Yeah.
I think that anybody that would sit there and say, "Well, last year this and that," well, obviously you understood that it wasn't just something you've been doing it, preparing for this for almost a year now. I
yeah,
mean,
this is different this year. Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully it goes a lot smoother and everything like that. And yes, I think one of the biggest things is people always forget to get the restroom. Sometimes I've been to events and there's like 2 porta potties, and I'm like, dude, it's
No, I take pride in always. I want more restrooms because you know, my wife and all their friends, and they're having a good time. They need a place for the restroom, you know.
Yeah.
And so last year was hard. I think we only had like maybe 5, bro. That's all we can get, and we
Yeah.
barely got those, you
Wow.
know. And I'm used to having 20, you know.
Yeah.
And it's funny sitting here talking about restroom, but it's a big part of having an event,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it's a big part of making people want to go too, because they're like, if they're thinking like, oh man, and it's Vegas, so they're gonna be drinking it up and they're gonna be having a
Yep.
good time. Well, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that. Well, there was only I had to be in line for 10 minutes, especially if you're one of the hoppers and you got to go.
Yeah.
But it is something that people don't realize. You're throwing an event. This is something because you are having an event that is part of it, and this is part of you making sure everybody has a good time or a good
Yep.
experience.
Yeah, it's hard, bro. It's you know, Vegas is. I love Phoenix
All
now.
right. So you were saying you love Phoenix now?
Oh yeah, because you know, the permits are a lot easier. You know, it's
Yeah.
super easy down here compared to Vegas. Vegas is a pain in the shit, bro. It drives you
And
crazy.
being a hopper and doing all that stuff right now, what do you say how the low riding is out there in Phoenix right now? Are they still like giving you guys problems, or are they like are all with it, all for it, or it depends on what it is?
Well, you know, it's been pretty cool here, man. The only problems that we have is that you know, people don't listen to the rules, you know, and then they make a big deal of it on the internet and cry about it. And, you know, we're getting pulled over here. Well, yeah, you can't be 3-1 in the intersection. You know, you can't be doing crazy shit. You know,
Yeah.
you got to have your tag. So if you're all legit, bro, the cruising here is good. You
Yeah.
know, we're coming off summer right now. It's actually cooling down. So now our cruising gets good now.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
Okay.
so from our season starts now, you know, in October, and where everybody else is ending, you know,
Yeah.
because we're finally going to be, you know, below 100 here pretty quick.
So you're comfortable.
Yeah, so you know, it's you know, but there's you know, they still have cruise spots here every weekend, but
Yeah.
I don't go out there. It's too hot, man, to bring in a lowrider, you know.
Absolutely. No air conditioning.
No, man, we're cruising the Impala with no AC. Hot.
Yeah. I know. I was just looking somebody out. They had a um, they had an AC unit put in their 65, or I think it was a 66, but it was an aftermarket, and it's pretty nice because what they got it sits flush. They were uh, it was I was taking some pictures and I was talking to them because I was tripping out on like air conditioning, but they found a company that does it. I'm like, damn, I definitely that
Yeah,
you gotta
we've
have
been doing the ones. They got some new ones that out of the Teslas. They sell it. The units underneath the dash looks like the OG underneath the
yeah,
dash, but
yeah.
there's no compressor or nothing. You put it in the grill,
What?
and yeah, and the car could be off and it's still blowing cold AC.
Oh shit. Yeah,
It's,
now that's good right there.
you know, that's pretty crazy.
You give me the rundown again on the show for Vegas.
Yeah, so it's October 5th. The gates open at 5 p.m. We will have 2 gates on Sahara and one on Paradise.
Okay.
On Sahara is going to be for the hoppers and the exhibitors if you prepay.
Okay.
So that'll be, you know, like right now we've been selling. I got, like, say you and your crew, you have, you know, 10 guys.
Yeah.
Call me and it'll be a discounted price, you know, and then you'll get your own wristband, your own color. So you come in and there's no wait.
Okay.
So we're trying to speed this line up,
Yeah.
you know. And then we did last year. We take a lot of Zelle, you know. That's people don't have no cash. It's always a lot of Zelle. And
Yeah.
so we got 2 lines of straight Zelle. You know,
Okay.
so once we're going to bring you in, and then I have a whole crew, a team that are going to take care of you, and then the people that pay cash, you know, it's the same line, but we're going to just move you fast, you know,
Yeah.
and bring you on the property. So I mean, it's the property that's 10 acres, bro. So they're big enough, you know. We could stuff everybody in there and have a good time, you know. The parking, I only allow so many vendors, so we got plenty of food, plenty
Okay.
of drinks. You know, like I said, we have plenty of restrooms. We have lighting this year, so it's gonna be more lit up. The
Nice.
hot pit's gonna be bigger. We have Black Magic will be there with parts if anybody needs anything. Um, with Modesto battery is gonna
Yes.
be there giving away 10 red tops.
Nice.
You know, so for the most bumper checks, I got Chinaman on the mic. So you know, we're all set. It's gonna be a good weekend, man. It's We're charging at the gate. I don't know the exact price this moment because my son, he handles all that.
Okay.
I let him take care of all that because he's the new generation. I mean, he's already 40, but he's been in low riding his whole life. But
Yeah.
he needs to learn, and him and my other son and my grandkids, they run it, dude. So I let them do everything.
Yeah.
My job is to make sure the hoppers are good and sign the checks.
Yeah. And then so then for like as for me as media, I go to the vendor gate, right? To get the
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you could. I'm gonna do some live. I think I'll be live tomorrow on Instagram
Mhm.
and Facebook, and then we're gonna do so like media, and if big car clubs want need their passes, they could meet us on Friday. We'll be on property on Friday,
Okay.
setting the hot pit up and doing things. Letting the vendors in. Like Black Magic got a trailer to bring in, and so
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying we're trying to make it like we do in Phoenix. Everybody come in, bring your trucks, trailers, whatever you want to leave, and leave that shit in there. It'd be good.
Yeah.
We have security. We have just like here in Phoenix, we're all secure.
The so what time in on Friday are you gonna start doing that?
Last year we were there because I did the Hall of Fame, so we did the afternoon. I'm
Okay.
probably gonna do the afternoon again because I'm gonna go to the festivities for the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Okay.
Go over there and have a good time.
Yeah.
Last year was hard to enjoy because you're busy doing things, and this year I'm gonna go stop in there for a little bit, and then but my sons, they'll all be at the property,
Okay.
in the afternoon,
All right.
and they have all the bands, have all the VIPs, we have media, so.
Definitely. And then like I said, so what's the and then what is your what is the payout in the hop?
Last year, I never really put that out there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, I don't mind talking about it, but
Yeah.
I never wanted that ever me doing a hop wanted to be why you come, why you don't come. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In Phoenix, I did 16,500.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Here, depending on what shows up,
Yeah.
I could be from 10. Who knows? We might even hit 20. If
Yeah.
we hit 20, trust me, I will announce 20 because that's, I'm a hopper. I've been
Yeah.
a lot of places and got $100, but that's not why I went. So,
Yeah.
but I don't care. I got $100, I got $100. I'm having fun anyway.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, really, like I've always said, if you're gonna pay this guy to get on stage and pay him, $10,000 to sing, we bring the same entertainment, bro.
Yeah.
People, you've been at hops.
Yeah.
Remember Vegas back in the days? People would be sitting in the sun, dude, waiting for hours just to watch us hop. And you don't see the people ain't gonna sit like that to watch a band. They'll come when the band's gonna be on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I started my own hops back in the days.
Yeah.
Even here, even after the Lowrider show, because um, a lot of people weren't getting paid because they've made Lowrider magazine hop rules. So a
Yeah.
lot of our cars weren't made for the rules.
Yeah.
So you get disqualified. It was you could still hop, but you were just getting, we wanted the exposure. We wanted to be on the magazine. It was
Yeah.
cool, but we weren't getting taken care of. And because we're from the streets, bro, our rules are different.
Absolutely.
We're gonna pull up and bang. I don't care if you have 5 pumps to the front. I'm gonna hop on you, and you're gonna hop on me, and and that's what the streets are about. So
Yeah. And
and
how often have you I mean, if even really if it's a thing, but and like I said, we talked about how it is more like marketing, advertising. This is what my car can do, right? We've established that like it's like NASCAR. That's a Chevy car. They all look the same, but if that's a Chevy, that's this, that's NASCAR, that's Mopar, that's this, that, and that's how they advertise their stuff. When after these hops, do you get people going, man? I seen your car hop. I want you to do my hydraulics. Like I want you to do my
oh
setup,
yeah,
my car to you.
yeah, yeah. I get that's a lot of our work comes out of California.
Mhm.
Because of that. And a lot of people what they like is that we never break down. We don't bring junk. You
Mhm.
know. But we are more expensive than a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we do a lot more things than you realize.
Mhm.
If you see, get down there and look at what we do, and because we treat, even if you're just even a street hopper, we do things to your car so it's not going to break.
Yeah.
We don't, like look at Mito. We're at Ski Top.
Mhm.
and we're on the opposite side of the car. The ball joint shot out and hit him in the shin and broke his leg.
Yeah.
And we weren't even really by the cars.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean? And come on, man. And those cars are doing 70, 80 inches. Ball joints went out years ago, bro. You got to use uniballs and know how to use them,
Yeah.
because people are still using uniballs and don't know. Well, you got to run the bolts longer. Just little things like that we do to cars, and it makes a hell of a difference. And you're not there breaking and bending a rim and messing up your candy paint job.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of things, bro, and it's expensive. It really is expensive to build hoppers.
Oh yeah.
I get a lot of calls and people say, "Hey, I want you to lift my car, but I want a hopper." I said, "Man, you know how much a hopper costs?
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Exactly.
start at 25,000 on up.
Yeah.
To build your hopper, that's just start.
Yeah.
So a basic lay and play, is 45, 55, 10,000, depends on what you want to spend.
Yeah. I mean, like anything else, right? Want it to work, and you don't want it to keep breaking down. Then you have
Yeah.
something done right, and that's what makes sense.
Yep.
The what was I gonna ask right now? I was gonna say something. I just completely lost it. Damn it. No. Oh, I know what it was. So the video that was all over the internet a couple weeks ago over there, and I think it was Dallas when they ran into it, the cars ran into each other, and
Yep.
then they did another hop where like they basically let each other hit each other. What do you think about all that?
I'm not a fan of it. Donkey builds beautiful cars, man. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about that, but I don't know what the reasoning was. But I don't think that was. I don't think it looks good for our hop game or our
Yeah,
lowrider game.
yeah,
It's. But hey, they did and had fun doing it, and they'll do it again. They said so. I mean, good for them. But you're asking me this question. What I thought, I don't think it's good for us.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, things happen, accidents happen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People get too close, and we see
Yeah.
that stuff all the time. But yeah, just to go on like and say, okay, let's just do it again on purpose because it's already done.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
No.
We
No,
don't
that's
we
crazy.
not get into what is it, the wrecking
Yeah, it's too much money, too much. I mean, it looks sloppy. I don't like that stuff. That's like the hop talk too. You have never seen me jump on my hood. You know, talking stuff, and
yeah,
but it's cool. It's fun. You hear some good ones.
yeah.
I used
Well,
to like the ones back in the days.
yeah. There's different levels to it. Of
Yeah.
course, everybody has their thing, and I think that sometimes it's just show up, take care of business, and then let it speak for yourself. Sometimes that's let everybody else talk. Sometimes it's just it is what it is when it comes down to the
Yeah.
hop game. Yeah, and
But I love it, bro. That's why I do it.
yeah, and so with that being said, is we got everything. You're gonna have the Vegas. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a long night. You're gonna have energy drinks, something,
uh,
coffee pot.
no,
That's
the thing is that I'm always drinking, having a good time. And at my events I don't drink.
mm,
You got to be straight, sober, and
mm,
till the event's over. Then we have our little party table set up with all
yeah,
the workers, and and have a good time. And then we got Sam Torres the next day.
yeah,
Sam's a good friend of mine, and he always supports me to the fullest, and so I'll be there to support him. And good thing it's at Cashman this year. It's down the street.
yeah. Well, like I said, it's a big weekend. I booked for the whole weekend. I'm gonna be out there the whole weekend. I'm gonna be out there from Friday morning, Thursday night actually, but until Monday morning. So somewhere in there, I gotta sleep. We'll see.
Huh? Yeah. That's a good thing. I don't think Sam starts in the morning either. So that's what helps us.
Yeah,
Because we gotta, even though we finish in the morning, we gotta clean the lot. Well, I have people cleaning it, but I need to make sure everything's done and put away. Because I got to turn the keys back into to
yeah,
the property on Monday. So we try to be, get everything done. Then I'll be over at Sam's.
yeah, yeah. I
But
think
yeah,
his
man.
starts at 3-2 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was just there, and it's actually cooler than where I'm at. It's usually the same temperature, but it was pretty nice.
Oh yeah,
So I'll be there tomorrow again. So
yeah.
see how
Well,
that goes.
hopefully everything goes as planned and smoothly, and we have a good time out there.
We should, bro. We got, like I said, we got a good community.
Yeah,
And hopefully, the knuckleheads, don't
oh, yeah.
don't party too much.
Yeah. It's gonna be a long drive back. That's why I don't drive to Vegas, because then it's the hardest part is driving home.
It sucks. We got to take so much equipment with us, man. We have to drive
Yeah.
trailers and U-Hauls, and
Yeah.
but I always wanted to do it there in Vegas, and
Mm.
we finally got the opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I didn't make last year, but I'm definitely going to be there this year, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to thank you again for coming on to the podcast and taking the time out so we can, talk about, hopping and what it means to people and also promote your event. So,
Thank you, man. Said it was cool being on here. We finally got it together, huh?
no, yeah, I know it's been a while. We've been trying, but busy people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I'll see you in Ventura on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. All right, brother.
I'll be there in Ventura.
All right. Well, once again, thank you very much. And you know what? Good luck in Vegas.
All right, brother. Thank you, man.
All right.
See you Sunday.
Pinches Lowriders.